Shalom, shalom, and welcome once again to Yahweh's Biblical Research Study class. Before we get started, we will stand and face the east and say a prayer to our Father. First, we'll say our national prayer, and then we'll say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. It's called the Tefillah. Let us stand and face the east. O Yahweh, God of our salvation, save us, gather us together, and deliver us from these heathen, so that we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praises. Blessed be the holy name of Yahweh in Israel forever. O Yahweh, let them be confounded that persecute us, but let not us be confounded. Let our enemies be dismayed, but let not us be dismayed. Bring upon our enemies the day of evil, and destroy them with double destruction. O Yahweh, forgive our fathers for breaking your laws, and please forgive us for breaking your laws. Help us to never bring shame upon thy great name, nor reproach against thy works. For surely we have turned ourselves to thee, O Yahweh, trying to be upright, and as we confess our faults, please grant us protection against all of our faults. Cleanse us of our secret faults, and guide us to the best of morals. For surely our prayers and our sacrifices, our lives and our death are all for thee, O Yahweh. Tefillah, Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadeh Shemerka, Tavo Makuteaka, Yease Rizonka, Kivashemayim Kain Baretz, Et Leken Kukainu, Tain Lanu Hayon, Uslak Lanu, All Karteinu, Kimoshasokim, Gomanaknu, Lakote Lanu, Ve'al Tefienu, Ladeni Sayon, King Kasenu, Midhara, Kilaka, Amamlaha, Ve'at Givera, Ve'at Teferet, Leolame, Olami, Sila. We thank thee, Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. Praise Yahweh. All right. And again, welcome to Yahweh's Biblical Research Study class. First, I'd like to testify that Yahweh is God, that his son's name is Yahweh ben Yahweh, that the nation of Yahweh is in search of all good people. And I repeat that again, that we're in search of all good people. Meaning if you're not good, please don't come around us. We have no use for you. You have other places you can go. Praise Yahweh. Well, 2 Timothy 2:15 is a scripture that we suggest that everybody read. 2 Timothy 2:15, which is a commandment. And it says, study to show thyself approved. It says, study to show yourself. You're going to prove to yourself through your studying. This is the only way that you're going to overcome this world. This is the only way that you're going to conform to Yahweh ben Yahweh's divine mind. It says, rightly dividing the word of truth. What would you divide truth from? You can only divide the truth from falsehood. Here, Yahweh ben Yahweh is letting us know that we have to study, that everything we read is not true. We have to study and rightly divide the word of truth. Psalms 19:7 says that the law of the Lord Yahweh is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord Yahweh is sure, making wise the simple. So the law is what perfection is. Matthew 5:48 tells us, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. So, Matthew 5:48 is a commandment. If we claim that the God that created the sun, moon, and stars, Yahweh, is our Father, he's telling us to be perfect as he is. This society says that nobody is perfect. I wonder, do they say that because they know that this society does not teach Yahweh's law? And without Yahweh's law, you are not perfect. So that commands us that we must study Yahweh ben Yahweh's laws and conform to his law. That's a commandment. Be perfect. When you look up the word imperfection, as Brother Anaya has done many times, it's on some of our class tapes, but you run into words like, when you look up imperfect, you run into words like inferior. You run into words like ungodly. You run into words like untaught, unskilled, unhygienic. You run into words like second rate. Now, those of us that belong to Yahweh ben Yahweh, when you look up these words, you know that this is not your character. It doesn't feel right when you look up these words. And if it doesn't feel right, then it's up to us to study the law so we can become perfect and be the family of Yahweh ben Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. Now, there are some scriptures that I want to share this evening. And let's go to Matthew 6:9. Matthew 6:9 and 10. Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 and 10. And it says, after this manner, therefore, pray ye, our Father Yahweh, wait just a minute, everywhere that Lord and God appear in large and small capital letters, everywhere that is talking about the Creator, the name is Yahweh. Everywhere that it talks about the Son, it's Yahweh ben Yahweh. Why do we say that? John 5:43, where the Son says, he said it now, and I'm going to go by what he said, I come in my Father's name. If you don't know the Father's name, it's impossible for you to know the Son's name. It's virtually impossible. Think about that. Yahweh ben Yahweh first taught us that the name of the God of the Bible is Yahweh. The name Yahweh is now known all over the world because of Yahweh ben Yahweh. Then when he revealed the name, he taught us his name. Ben means son, so that's Yahweh, the Son, Yahweh. Let us go back to Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 and 10. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, our God, our Father, Yahweh, which art in heaven. Then it says, hallowed be thy name. Holy be his name. So right here is telling us the God that created the sun, moon, and stars has a name. And we did not know his name until Yahweh ben Yahweh came and revealed it. Verse 10 says, thy kingdom come. Listen to that now. It says, thy kingdom come. But it says, but people say they're going to heaven, up in the sky. But here it says, thy kingdom come. Then it says, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. So that should make you ask some questions. If it says thy kingdom come, then what are we talking about? We going to heaven if the scriptures say thy kingdom is going to come. Then it says thy will be done in earth. So his will, Yahweh ben Yahweh's will, is going to be done in the earth. Then it says, as it is in heaven. So that means whatever going on in heaven is going to be going on in the earth. You can't separate them. You can't separate them. It's all going to happen right here on earth. Now, heaven is a state of mind. And that's a word you need to study, the attributes of heaven, because it's a state of mind. And once we acquire this state of mind, this heavenly mind, by studying the laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments as a way of life and implementing them as a way of life, we're going to create heaven right here on earth. We really need to know that Yahweh is on our side. When you look all around the world today, floods, fires, there's fires going on in about 11 states. Right now in 2025, there's almost 4,000 fires around America. I didn't say around the world now. That's just in America. People are beginning to say these are the last days. These are really the last days of what? Of this wicked rulership. These are the last days of this wicked rulership. It's time for Yahweh ben Yahweh's family to come together now. Those that are his family. Let's go to Revelations 21 and 3. Revelations 21 and 3. Revelations 21 and 3. 21 and 3. And it says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, then it says saying, comma, then it says, behold. See, right there it says, behold, and in my Bible, those are capital letters. He really wants us to pay attention to the word behold. Don't run past the word behold. It got a comma behind behold. See, behold means I'm finna say something and I really want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. This is Yahweh ben Yahweh communicating with us when we study. And it says, behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with man. The tabernacle of Yahweh is with man. Then it says, and he will dwell with them. Well, where's the tabernacle of Yahweh at with man? Right here. See, Matthew 5:48 tells us to be perfect just like he is. So this will be where Yahweh is going to dwell at in our mind. Then it says, and they shall be his people when their mind becomes like his, and Yahweh himself shall be with them, where at? Right here, and be their God in their mind. See, before Yahweh ben Yahweh came, we had Lucifer's mind. His kingdom was in our mind. And Yahweh ben Yahweh is letting us know that we have to overcome Lucifer's mind. Now, verse 4 says, and Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death. What? No more what? Death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Whatever has happened in this wicked rule, those things shall be passed away. 5. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. He didn't say he makes some things new. He said he make all things new. That includes us too. We're going to be made new again too. That means, why are we going to be made new? Because we're going to follow his dietary laws. Then it says, and he said unto me, write these words are true and faithful. 6, and he said unto me, it is done. Not might, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of waters of life freely. So if you're interested and you're thirsty for Yahweh's knowledge, he's going to give it to you. He's going to reveal all kinds of things. When you study, there's nothing booger man now. You got to study. Verse 7. He that overcome shall, not might, shall inherit all the blessings of Yahweh ben Yahweh. All these things, and I will be his God Yahweh, and he shall be my what? Son. 8. But the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable and the murderers and the whoremongers and the sorcerers and the idolaters and all liars. Now, all go with all those other attributes also now. Shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, and this is the second death. See, there's a mental death, and then there's a physical death. So if Yahweh telling you here that there's a physical death, then that also means there's going to be a physical life. Aha! Praise Yahweh. Now that is rather the tabernacle of Yahweh is with man. Now we're going to jump over here to Luke chapter 15. Luke chapter 15. Luke chapter 15. And this is called the prodigal son. And now we're gonna light him up a little bit tonight, Brother Naya. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Luke chapter 15, and we're gonna start at verse, wait a minute. Can you turn that light on for me? I was wondering, it's a little dark in here. Thank you, sir. All right, it even lightened me up a little bit. Now, why you didn't tell me I was all dark and everything? All right, chapter 15, verse 3. And he spoke these parables unto them, saying, wait just a minute, wait just a minute. Ooh, boy, that's a good one, too. I didn't mean to go right there now. Wait just a minute. Wait just a minute. Starting at 11. Okay, Luke chapter 15, starting at verse 11, and we're going to read. And this is about the that son, the prodigal son. And he said, a certain man had two sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me my portion of goods that falleth to me. He asked his father for his portion. And he delivered unto them, falleth unto him, wait a minute, and he divideth unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took a journey unto a far country. And let me let you know now, this talking about the so-called black man in America. Sir, Luke chapter 15, starting at verse 11, but we're on 13 now. 13 says, and not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey unto a far country. This is representative of the so-called black man in America. We're the ones that took journey to a far country. See, that lets you know that this is recent, talking about today. There was no far countries back then, biblically. All right, and then it says with 13 again, and not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey unto a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. Riotous living. Some of the synonyms for the word riotous is traitorous, treasonable, insurgent, rebellious. So when he went to this far country, he wasted his substance on riotous, immoral living. Anaya, can we look up some of these words, please?
Yeah.
Like traitorous. We probably can just look up traitor. the word traitor?
Traitor.
Yes, sir. Traitor. 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 Traitor.
Traitorous works also.
A traitor. Sir?
So traitorous would work also. It's a. It'll be
You
like
get, okay. Great.
Give me a second.
Traitorous. When he got to this far country, he lived a life of a traitorous lifestyle.
Traitorous. Give me a second. Calling up right now.
Any luck?
No, it's coming. Just taking a little bit. That etymology of traitorous. Traitorous. From the Old French traitorous, based on Latin traditorius, from trader, which means to hand over or to betray. Related to the word traitor, it describes the behavior or nature of one who betrays trust or betrays allegiance. Traitorous means acting like a traitor. Traitorous means disloyal. Traitorous means deceptive. Traitorous means to be two-faced. Traitorous means to be secretly working against the very thing or people you're supposed to support.
What? Uh-huh.
A traitorous person might pretend to love truth, righteousness, or Yahweh, but deep down they are aligned with rebellion. Synonyms for traitorous: disloyal, treacherous, backstabbing, double dealing, faithless, false-hearted, unfaithful, two-faced, deceitful. That's it.
Now there you go with that this it again. Man, that's quite a bit. So this son, riotous living means to portray Yahweh, to be disloyal to Yahweh. See, all these attributes describe the so-called black man in America. See, because we was here in America worshiping all kinds of God in America. So you're going to have to look up all those words that are nigh your name. You're going to have to look them up for yourself. That you're a traitor. The lifestyle that he was living was a traitorous lifestyle. Anaya, can we look up treasonable? Treasonable. 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 Treasonable.
Treason.
That's what this riotous living is.
Treasonable. From the Old French trasion able, based on the Latin tradition, acting handily or over or betrayal. The act of handing over or betrayal is the same meaning as traitorous. An act of betrayal against authority, especially against one's own
betrayal
nation.
Against, wait a minute. Betrayal against authority. That's Yahweh. Yes. Did you finna say something about nature?
No. An act of betrayal
Go ahead.
against authority, especially against one's own nation or sovereign.
Nation. Wait a minute. You say against your nation.
Yes, sir.
Wow. See, that's now for those that claim to be followers of Yahweh ben Yahweh, and those that are coming to Yahweh ben Yahweh need to understand this real good, that you're a traitor to your own nation, the nation of Yahweh. That's riotous living. Go ahead, Anaya.
Treasonable means capable of involving betrayal, especially against a government, against a kingdom, or against a leader. Treasonable describes any word, any act, or behavior that goes against your own side, especially in a high stakes covenant. If it's treasonable, it's something that is disloyal, something that could get you kicked out, something that could get you jailed.
You can get kicked out.
Yes, sir.
You didn't say that, Anaya, now. Because see, now you don't say that to me now, because I'll be saying we're gonna kick you out now. Now you see it for yourself. It's lawful to kick you out. So I'm not gonna be treasonable. Go ahead, Anaya.
If
Boy,
you look,
Yahweh.
if you look at the scripture, Hebrews 10 and 29, it goes, of how much sorrow punishment, suppose ye, shall he be thought worthy, or hath trodden under foot the Son of Yahweh, and hath done despite unto the Spirit of grace. This verse describes a spiritual treasonable act, trampling Yahweh ben Yahweh's sacrifice and rejecting divine authority after receiving truth. That's Hebrews 10 and 29.
What was that? Hebrews 11, right? Now,
No.
Hebrews 10, excuse me,
Yeah.
right?
Hebrews 10 and 29.
All right.
Synonyms.
Write that down, everybody. Go ahead. Excuse me, sir.
Synonyms for treasonable. Seditious means you like to stir up rebellion. Disloyal means you're not faithful. Unfaithful, that means that you betray trust. Treasonous. Mutinous means you like to turn on leadership. Apostate means you're abandoning faith. Being rebellion or a renegade means that you betray your own people or code. That's it.
Good gracious. That's it, bro. Good gracious. Now, can you give us insurgent? Insurgent. 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 We're talking about riotous living now.
Insurgent. Give me a second.
Insurgent.
Insurgent. Etymology of insurgent, from the Latin word insurgentum or insurgere. It means to rise up against, to rise. So it literally means one who rises up against authority. An insurgent is someone who rebels or fight back against established power. An insurgent is someone
Mm,
who refuses to submit to leadership, refuses to submit
mm.
to law, refuses to submit to order, often organizes or joins uprisings, revolts, or insurrections.
Mm, mm, mm.
In a spiritual sense, insurgents are those who war against Yahweh's commandments. Those who
No, no, Nayad. No, 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 Nayad. They war against Yahweh's commandments.
Yes, sir.
Now, you know I got to go talk about the Feast of Tabernacles, right? Go ahead, Nayad. Come on.
In a spiritual sense, insurgents are those who war against Yahweh's commandments. Those that refuse
Mm, mm.
divine structure and want to create their own.
Say that again,
Those
now.
those that refuse divine structure and want to create their own.
What? Want to create their? Oh, we talking about riotous living now.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, want to create their own. Good gracious. Come on, Naya. Good gracious, look at here.
Those that want to create their own. Those that turn others' hearts, turn other hearts against righteous leadership. That means you want to convince other people to also be like that.
Yes, sir, Naya.
Being an insurgent
Talking about
is,
riotous living now.
yes, being an insurgent is deeper than disagreeing. It's disrupting, it's defying, it's trying to dismantle what Yahweh has ordained.
Dismantle what Yahweh has ordained.
Yes, sir.
Woo, okay.
Synonyms: rebel, a dissenter, a mutineer, an anarchist, an agitator, a seditionist, an apostate. An insurgent is an anti-order, anti-covenant at the root, whether it's politically or spiritually. They challenge the rule but refuse the responsibility. They like to reject the truth but imitate leadership. They want the crown but don't deserve to wear it. An insurgent is always allowed. Sometimes they're whispering revolt in private rooms and they like to form a resistance. In summary, an insurgent is someone who rises up to fight against righteous leadership, whether it's a king, whether it's a nation, or the Most High, Yahweh. That's it. Yep, we can't hear you.
Anaya. Yahweh say we are rebellious people. The next word, Anaya, is rebellious. So when we are rebellious, they're telling us we are practicing riotous living. Riotous living. Mm, mm, mm.
You want
Thank you,
rebellious?
Yahweh, for looking up. Rebellious, yes, sir. Yes, everybody, we're still talking about riotous living.
The word rebellious, from the Latin rebellus, which means renewing war. It literally means to wage war again, to oppose authority after already being under it. Rebellious describes a person or group that resists control, resists authority, or resists guidance. They refuse to obey, especially when they know what's right. They often act against leadership. They act against rules or expectations. Spiritually, rebellion is a war against divine authority. It is a refusal to
Okay.
submit to Yahweh's commandments. It is the spirit of pride masked as independence. Synonyms for rebellious is to be defiant, to be stubborn, to be unruly, to be disobedient, to be insubordinate, to be lawless. Being rebellious is more than breaking a rule, it's breaking relationship with authority. A rebellious heart knows the truth, but they refuse it. A rebellious heart fights correction, even if it's done in love. A rebellious heart walks away from alignment, even when it is right. Rebellious means having a spirit that resists correction, fights order, and denies authority, especially Yahweh's. That's it.
Oh, yeah, you go saying that's it again. Now, everything that Brother Anaya is giving us, these are words that we have to look up, because what we're getting now is coming out of word riotous living. And for years, we thought we knew what that meant. Riotous living. And you have to know these words so it can give you the mental strength to overcome it. So when you exhibit this riotous lifestyle, you have to have some knowledge in your mind to say, oh, that's not right. I got to correct that within myself. We have to correct it in ourselves. We have to work it out, get rid of it. This is the knowledge that Yahweh ben Yahweh giving us, that we can overcome this world lifestyle. Because all it teaches us is to have riotous living. Good gracious, what time is it? Woo, 7:43. Oh my goodness. Verse 14, Luke chapter 15 and chapter 15, verse 14, and it says, and when he had spent all, check that out, and when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in the land. Now listen, Yahweh gonna cause you to spend all your money or lose all your money. And then there gonna arose a famine in the land. And when this famine come in the land, you're gonna be subject to this far country that you don't sojourned in. And then it says, and he began to be in want. After he done waste everything he had, now he's going to began to be in want. After the famine in the land, then he's going to be in want. See, those that are not preparing for the famine in the land, then you're going to be in want. Because Yahweh has told us there's going to be a famine. And he told us the money going to fail. And then it says, and he began to be in want. 15 says, and he went and joined himself to a citizen of that far country. Now he's in want. That means now he needs food, shelter, clothing, etc. So then he gonna join on to this far country. He's gonna do whatever this far country say, so that now he can survive. Whatever this far country say, he gonna join on to him. So whatever they say do, you gonna do. Whatever they say, because you see, it said they join on himself into the far country, and he sent him into the fields to feed the swine. When he gonna be in want, the far country gonna send him into the fields of the swine. Now the fields, swine also means an unrighteous person, a bad person. The word swine means bad person. So people that are bad are going to be over you. And you're going to be sent into these bad people's field to work for them. And you joined on to them, and now you're going to go be that involved with them. Whatever they say do for your little menial whatever, you're going to be obedient and do it for your survival. And now here's some of the words for, good gracious, for the word a bad person is a serpent, is a snake, is a backslider, is a lost soul. These are words for bad person. You're a serpent, you're a snake, you're a backslider, and you're a lost soul. We're going to speed up a little bit here now because it's time. I got 7:47. Verse 16 says, and he would fain, having filled his belly with the husk that the swine did eat. Now you got to look up these words. Now don't think just because what you think it is. It says, and no man gave unto him. And when he came to himself, see, he had another mind. But when he came to himself, he began to be conscious of himself. He said, how many hired servants my father Yahweh has, having bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger, and I got a father with plenty and some to spare, and I'm out here being hungry, dealing with these people who don't mean me no good, and I will arise. See, that's a mental state now. I ain't talking about he got up. He arose in his mind. He became conscious of Yahweh. And go to my father and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and earth, against heaven and before thee, and no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me one as thy hired servants. And he arose and came to his father. Mentally, he arose and became obedient to his father. Now listen to this now. But when he was yet a great way off, he hadn't got to his father yet, but when he was a great distance from his father, Yahweh saw him and had compassion to him. In other words, Yahweh was always looking at him and waiting on him to return to Yahweh. He was watching his son, but he waited until his son made up his mind that he wanted to return back to Yahweh. He didn't intervene. He just exposed him to the other side. And when he went and experienced the other side, he said, I'm going back to my father, Yahweh ben Yahweh, who has plenty, even more than enough. Check this out. And ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. Once we make up our mind that we're going to serve Yahweh ben Yahweh, he's going to run to us. He's going to run to us. He got, what is the word? Compassion for us. This is the kind of God, but we have to make up in our mind that we want him as our God. We have to understand that we're in a far country, joined on to them, and Yahweh say, come out of her, my people. Be not partaker of her sin. Mentally, it's 7:52. Good gracious. Y'all pardon me, go to Leviticus 23. It's getting gooder and gooder. That's not in the dictionary, but everybody know what it means. Gooder. It's in there? Say that again. Oh. Leviticus chapter 23 and 33. Leviticus chapter 23 and 33. 23, 33. And it says, and the Lord Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacle. For 7 days unto the Lord Yahweh. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. Ye shall do no severe work therein. 7 days ye shall offering made by fire unto the Lord Yahweh. And on the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord Yahweh. It is a solemn assembly. The Feast of Tabernacle is a solemn assembly. The Feast of Tabernacle is a solemn assembly for those that understand that the tabernacle of Yahweh is with us, our mind. This is an assembly of the Yahweh mind and those that are seeking Yahweh ben Yahweh's mind. A holy convocation, a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no severe work therein. 37 says, these are the feasts of the Lord Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation. A holy convocation to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord Yahweh, burnt offering. A meat offering, a sacrifice, drink offering, everything upon what? His day. See, there are some people saying, we gonna do it. Deuteronomy chapter 28. They say they gonna do it. Deuteronomy chapter 28. And now you know you're gonna look up that word for us now. Deuteronomy chapter 28, starting at verse 1, and it says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God Yahweh, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command when? This day, not tomorrow, this day. There's no excuse when he say this day. That means right now. That means we don't have time to tarry. Going back to verse Leviticus chapter 23, verse 36. Is that it now? 36 says, 7 days shall be an offering made by fire unto the Lord Yahweh, and on the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord Yahweh. It is a solemn assembly. The Feast of Tabernacle is a solemn assembly. Solemn assembly means you have to physically be there. If you're not there, that means you worshiping another God. That means you're putting another God before Yahweh. We have to make up in our mind, when are we going to overcome? But Yahweh said, this day. That's what Yahweh said. Anaya is 7:57. Will you please give those announcements? 7:57.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
If you are enjoying these classes like I am, you can find our classes on YouTube at YBY Alliance. That's YouTube YBY Alliance. You can also find our website, ybyalliance.com, where you can purchase our feast tickets. But before I get to that, you can also find us on Facebook. I know almost everybody has Facebook now, and we are also on Facebook. So you can look us up, YBYA. Click on the button, follow us. You will get alerted every time we hop into a class or have any type of meeting or any event. You also get to see, what we are doing in the community. Um, just go to the Facebook page. We also have a TikTok where we post videos and different clips from the classes. If you miss some of the classes, you can get some clips from there also. And always at ybyalliance.com. If you want to become a part of our Discord community, you can join there, click contact, leave your name, number, and email, and we will send you a link for you to join. You also go to the Feast of Yahweh on the first page of YBY Alliance, and that will take you to the tickets to the Feast of Tabernacles. Yes, the Feast of Tabernacles. It is coming, and it's coming quickly. September 29th through October 6th. That's September 20th through October 6th in the Brook, Florida. The address is on the website. On the passes, we have a daily pass and we have an all access pass. Also, I want to remind everyone, before the Feast of Tabernacles, the Day of Atonement will also be coming us on September 24th, Day of Atonement. Mark it on the calendar also.
That's it, Anaya?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for those wonderful announcements. Before we enter into the Feast of Tabernacles, there's a Feast of Passover. I mean, excuse me, Anaya. Day of Atonement, right?
Yes, Day of Atonement. Memorial blowing
I'm
of
definitely
trumpets.
passing over. So the Day of Atonement, when you look at that word, it means before entering to the Feast of Tabernacles, we're to be at one with Yahweh. That means we need to be preparing our minds now to enter into the Feast of Tabernacles. That means the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men. So those men, now when I say men, that's sisters too now. When these minds are to come together and assemble together as a family and discuss nation business. Praise Yahweh. Well, it is 8:01. We're going to stand and have prayer. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, which is the Tefillah. The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayan, Yika De Shemerka, Tavo Makuteaka, Yase Rizonka, Kivashimayim Kain Baret, Et Lekin Kukainu, Tain La Nu Hayon, Uslak La Nu, All Katenu, Kimoshiso Kim, Gumanaknu, La Kote La Nu, Ve All Tefienu, La De Nisayon, King Ka Senu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamumlaha, Ve'at Givera, Ve'at Teferet, Leolame, Olami Sila. We thank thee, Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. Praise Yahweh. Again, we like to say you're always welcome to join the nation of Yahweh. We always want you to remember that Yahweh ben Yahweh loves you. And we, the nation of Yahweh, loves you. And it's all right to invite other people to the Thursday night classes. Shalom, shalom, and be safe and pay close attention to world international news, things that's happening in America. Yahweh is after the